Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Back at this Black Knight here. You saw the previous video. I got the soundboard working. Now I'm working on the speech board. So what happened is I got the soundboards working fine. Plugged the speech board. It was not working. In fact, none of the sounds were working when the speech board's plugged in. And that points at this chip here, IC2. So the IC2 is basically the mixing chip. So the sounds come through this ribbon cable, and the sounds go directly to here, and then the speech, they come off these ROM chips. I've got them pulled out because they were not matching the font. They were messed up. The data was corrupted, and they basically the speech goes through here and mixes on this chip and comes back out. So if you don't have the sounds coming out, they just run through here, go right to this little op amp, and then back to the board. So I swapped that chip out, 1458. And now when I plug it in, turn it on, press my button here, I've got sound. So now my sounds are actually going through this ribbon cable, going through this little op amp, going back, and everything's working. Still don't have any speech. So I'm gonna reburn these 4 chips, probably swap out that one electrolytic capacitor, and we'll see where we're at there. So here's that IC2 chip I just swapped out. So if you see this, so here's the sound input, the sound coming in, it goes around, it goes into this IC2, and then comes right back out as the mixed sound and speech. So this is that ribbon cable. So it goes in and it comes back out. And also on this card, it generates the speech, which comes in, and this is that little pot that you can do the relative sound versus the speech. But regardless whether the speech side's working, the sound should work fine, and it wasn't, so that points to this IC2. And swapping that out, that did fix the sound. So now got to get the speech. So as I mentioned, all 4 of those ROM chips were corrupted, so I'm going to swap out those 4 chips in the capacitor and throw it back in there and see where we're at. So we got the speech board back in here, replace that one electrolytic cap right there, and burned the 4 EEPROMs, got them installed there, and so I'm going to turn on the game. It's booted up. There's a sound, speech coming here in a second. So we have speech. It's cool. It's good. I guess I'll put in the rest of the screws so everything's grounded, and we'll call it a day. So y'all just saw it speaking and talking and doing all those nice things, but unfortunately during gameplay, when it's supposed to make a talk or laugh at you or something to use the speech board, it's playing some random sound instead, which is probably back on the MPU. So there's this PA here that basically sends the signals on these lines here that go out over to here in the soundboards. So I believe there's 4 digital signals. There are 4 binary high-low signals that originate from this PIA. And this PIA also operates, strangely, the commas on the display, which are also kind of funny. They're only displaying the commas on odd numbers during the digit test, which is, I don't think that's normal. So anyway, I'm going to swap out this PIA, and hopefully that's going to alleviate the problem. If not, we'll have to dig further. I'll see. All right, so I replaced that PIA, went ahead and put in a coin battery. Had the board out. Game's already turned on. I'll credit it up. So he's talking now. I have to admit one thing though. That PIA was not the problem. The problem was this switch here, that top one, has to be on. I had to turn it on for the turned off for the diagnostics. The top one has to be on for the sounds to work during the game. So that was the problem. So I socketed that chip for no good reason. But I did have to get the board out anyway for that. So it's just a few minutes. Anyway, so now we got all the sounds working. Now everything else is got to be fixed. If you liked the video, click like and subscribe. Adios.